Tonight on Four Star Playhouse, we present David Niven in The Caller.
Here's the canyon. As you can see, we've got those Indians bottled up on three sides by cliffs. There's only one way out, and that's through our present position. So they won't try a breakthrough unless we force it. Now, Mr. Johnson, I want you to take a party of men up the north rim of the canyon and surround them. Deploy yourselves in good positions so that you'll be ready by morning.
About how many men, sir?
You won't need more than 50. The canyon is small.
It's 9:30 now, sir. How long?
Leave here with your party at 10:30 tonight. That'll give you plenty of time to pick your positions. Day breaks a little after 5. At 5:30 sharp, begin firing. Pour it on them until they start moving. We'll finish them off as they move up.
5:30, sir?
Right. Everything clear?
Yes, sir.
Pick your men. Be ready to move out in 1 hour.
Yes, sir.
Well, Mr. Steiner, you came out here to write about Indian fighting. Looks as though you're going to have something to write about.
That's fine, Captain Weber, fine. Just to clear up a few things in my mind, though. These Indians you got holed up in this canyon.
Let's not say hold up. Let's say maneuvered. This so-called holding up was a matter of strategy. The planned maneuver worked out from the time we spotted them. So when you write it, Mr. Steiner, the word is maneuver. You're new in this territory. You don't know much about Indian fighting. I'm not telling you how to write. I merely want to make sure that you've got a clear picture of the circumstances.
Well, thank you, Captain. To get back, these Indians you maneuvered into this position in the canyon. They're completely trapped. There's no possible way out.
Except through here.
The plan, as I understand it, is to flank them overhead on the cliffs, open fire, and drive them out into the clear.
That is right.
In other words, like shooting fish in a barrel. Now, you have to forgive me, Captain. As you say, I'm new to the territory and Indian fighting. You might even say I'm new to military ethics, if there exists such a thing. That's why I can't appreciate the finer points of, say, a massacre. I think that's what this amounts to.
And you, of course, don't approve of massacre.
Under the circumstances, no. This isn't a war party you're up against. It's the equivalent of a village. Warriors, yes, but women and children, too. Coming down from the winter campgrounds. It's been a bad winter. They're not on the warpath. I write dispatches for 20 newspapers back east. When I write about this, the perfectly planned massacre of a band of starving Blackfoot, I wonder what the reaction will be.
What do you think I care about the reaction? Do you think I'm interested in the reaction of 500,000 pasty-faced newspaper readers back east? This is war out here. This is killing. Killing in a way that would turn the stomachs of the men who fought at Shiloh and Gettysburg. You use the word massacre. Doubtless it offends your delicate sensibilities. Well, Mr. Steiner, I happen to be one of the 3 survivors of the Yellow Fork massacre where the Crows wiped out 2 detachments of cavalry. And I've seen 100 wagon trains burned with our dead lying in the ashes. And a field stinking of death and wheeling with buzzards. This scar you see on my face came from a lance thrust. I've been hurt, and I've seen our men, women, and children lying dead. So I don't have any words at all for you, Mr. Steiner, or for the people that you write for. Out here, there's no such thing as mercy. You kill when you can kill. And you kill them all. That's the reason why tomorrow there's going to be killing. If you don't think you can stand it, you better get out now.
I'll stand it. I'm being paid to stand it.
Sir,
Yes.
there's a man outside from the Indian camp. He speaks English, wants to see you.
Bring him in.
All right, bring him in.
I'd like to speak to you. Alone, if I may.
Wait outside.
I'll go, too.
No, you stay here. So you speak English. Who are you?
My name is Wyeth. I'm an Anglican minister.
Minister? How do you happen to be here? Are you from the Blackfoot?
They took me prisoner over 2 years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, Sit down.
Brandy, Father?
This is Mr. Steiner. He's a newspaper man.
I have to ask you something, Captain.
Not now, tomorrow. I'll fix up a place for you to sleep in here. How did you escape from... Well, tomorrow will do. I'll have some hot food sent in.
What I have to tell you is that I haven't escaped. I've come to ask you to spare us, those of us who are at your mercy.
Us? You sound like you're one of them.
I am.
But you just told me you were captured by them.
I'm not mad. My mind is perfectly clear. I said us because I come to you not as a white man, but as a Blackfoot.
But you said you were a minister.
What I am is a slave. This collar is that of a slave. It was sealed around my neck.
Why did those Indians let you come here?
Because I am their one hope.
Then I'm sorry, Father, because they're going to die just as they caused our people to die. You're asking for something they don't even ask for themselves. Mercy. You don't look as if they've shown you much mercy.
No, that is true. But then they had no mercy to bring me. They couldn't give me that which they do not understand. The fault is not theirs.
Nevertheless, what you ask is an impossibility. I'm an officer of the United States Cavalry. My duty in this case is clear. And as for you, Father, you're safe now. We'll take you with us back to the fort, and from there, we'll send you back east by escort. But before we do anything, we'll have to get that collar off you.
No, the collar stays on.
Why, Father?
Because it must.
Why? It's a symbol. Surely you see that? It's a symbol of shame, of servitude.
Not shame, not slavery. Deliverance.
Deliverance? From what?
From myself. From what I was before all this happened. From what I was then.
I know you're hurt, Vincent. I know the depth of your hurt.
Then why didn't you recommend me?
I had no alternative.
No alternative. I know you'll forgive me if I put this rather bluntly, but your choice of Father Shower for St. Stephen's, in the opinion of a great many ministers in this diocese, including myself, is an instance of very poor judgment.
Poor judgment, Vincent?
Well, St. Stephen's is the largest parish in the diocese and the wealthiest. I might almost say it's the very heart of the diocese. And certainly the rector there ought to be a man who can handle the responsibilities involved.
And you feel that Father Shower is not qualified?
Well, I have nothing against him personally, but he's hardly the man for St. Stephen's. After all, he's already had 3 parishes, and he's made a failure of each one of them. Well, when I say failure, his congregations have fallen off, and he's been unable to meet the necessary budgets, and he's dull and old-fashioned. I don't doubt his sincerity as a priest, but as the head of a large parish, he's quite impossible. And when you say there was no alternative, I understand that the choice lay between Father Shower and myself, and I must say I can see no comparison.
You're very popular, Vincent. You've made a great success at Trinity. You're one of the finest minds in the diocese. Your work, your writings, your gift of organization, everything that goes on the record, I'll admit, places you far above Father Shower.
Well, then why?
But there are other things beside the record, Vincent. Graver things that, as your bishop, I must consider.
What other things?
God. The entire concept of priesthood.
I'm afraid I don't follow you.
As a churchman, a man working in his chosen vocation, you've been highly successful, but as a priest, you failed terribly.
I beg your pardon.
Try not to look at me, Vincent, with hatred staring out of your eyes. You felt called to the ministry, but you entered it in the same way a man enters the legal profession, or medicine, or politics. You were interested in God in a mild sort of way, but it was the dignity, the pageantry, if you want to call it that, the power inherent in a churchman that really drew you.
I cannot agree with your analysis.
Please let me finish. Vincent, tell me, what is a minister?
I could, of course, give you an answer, but I doubt if it would be satisfactory. Suppose you tell me.
Well, to me, a minister, a priest, is a man so closely integrated with the mysteries of God that he makes them clear to his people. He is, in a sense, a glass through which his people experience God. And Father Shower, for all his failures, is that kind of priest. God can get through to men with such a minister standing before him. But you, Vincent, you are not a glass. You're a wall, a barrier. You place yourself in the way of God. How could I ask for your appointment to a parish like St. Stephen's, seeing you as I do? That is why I had no alternative but to recommend Father Shower. Do you understand?
No, I don't. No, I think I've taken up enough of your time.
A moment, Vincent. There's another thing. This may hurt as much as the other, possibly more. I've had a request from the Western Diocese. The church is small in the territories, Montana, Nevada, New Mexico, and the need for pastors is very great. They asked for a man with courage and organizational ability. I told them about you, and I want to release you to them.
When did this happen?
Since the St. Stephen's appointment came up. Vincent, I said before you were a failure as a priest. If you stay on at Trinity, it will always be that way. I believe in you. You have so much to give, Vincent, so much more than most of us here. That's why I'm asking you to go, the real reason why. Mission work is lonely work, and out there on the frontier, dangerous too. I think I'm hoping that loneliness and fear will drive you out of yourself. And when that happens, you'll come to know Christ for the first time. That's what I want, Vincent. That's the only thing for both of us that is important.
Priest.
You speak my tongue?
Yes, I speak your tongue. And I know you, white man.
Why do you say you know me?
When your soldiers once tied me to a stake and tore the flesh from my back with their whips, one of your kind stood by and laughed. So you see, white man, I know you.
That was one man, an unworthy man. We are not all that way.
You are all that way. I have lived in your camps and cities. I know what you are.
If you have lived among us, you must know there is goodness as well as cruelty.
Priest, let me tell you of goodness. I was wounded, and your soldiers took me. And after they had beaten me, they took me to their fort. From there, when I could walk, to the city called St. Louis. Priest, do you know how I went? Like a dog with a collar about my neck and a chain to the captain's saddle. Running like a dog on the leash, running and falling and being dragged. And in your city, they showed me like an animal chained to a post. And your people came out to stare. They laughed. They threw stones. And after they were tired, they sent me to a school. There, they tried to tear away my people's roots and make me one of you. That is where I came to know you, priest. Men like you. Men who talked of gentleness and love and goodness and possessed none. I learned to know your hearts and the things you fear. I learned your weaknesses. And then I ran away. I came back to my people.
And now?
The circle is complete. The days of my trial have ended. The days of yours are to begin. We shall see who better survives them, the savage or the priest.
What do you mean by trial?
In your Bible there is a saying, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth.
There is another. Love your enemies. Bless those who persecute you. One is the saying of man and the other of God.
I live by my saying, you live by yours. The trial will prove which is right. That which your people did to me I will return to you. If afterwards you can love me, if you can bless me, you will be right. But you won't, priest. When it is over, if you live, you will hate me as I hate you. And when that happens, I will have your soul as well as your body. Akalir. I saved it, priest. I brought it back with me because I knew that someday I would find a dog to wear it. This man you follow, this Christ of your Bible, he was a man who suffered much. Well, priest, I give you an honor now to follow this man, not only with your mind, but with your body also. I think you will know him better as you know his pain.
The days of my trial, that was the way he said it. They began with the punishment of the body, everything at first against the body. Staked out in the sun with prairie flies feeding on wounds, and thirst. More than anything, thirst. The torture of water just beyond reach, thirst. The first year ended that way, the punishment of the body. And then the subtler trial began, the punishment of the spirit, washing clothing among the women, cleaning the filth of the camp, tending the sick, and counting myself well off to be repaid in contempt instead of blows. They forced me to drink and become drunken as they. And in the end, when the man in me was lost and the priest disfigured, they turned me loose among them, harmless to the point of pity. That was at the second year's ending. I lived among them until this night, not 2 hours ago, when I was called to the chief's tent.
Priest?
Yes?
Tell me, who has won, you or I?
I have.
I think not. I have broken you, priest. Not the body alone, that heals. And pride, that heals too. But here, inside, in the heart, there is no healing. I have stripped holiness from you, cleanness. I have won, not you.
No.
How can you say no?
Because after all that, I feel pity for you. I don't hate you as I thought I would. I can forgive.
'Tis no matter. I have done to you that which was done to me. It is over now. I bear no malice. You are free to go now. To go back to your people.
Free.
I have commanded that you be allowed to pass from us. Your soldiers have driven us here. There is no escape. Tomorrow they will drive us out and we shall die. There is no need for you to die.
And the women and children? All? Everyone?
Why should you care?
I don't know. Maybe it's the hunger I've seen in the children, for goodness and for love. It's a hunger that I've tried to fill. I have taught them, you know, Christ whom I follow.
I know. And I have allowed it. Do you know why? Because you have walked in his way. In you, we can see him. Your people I hate, and will die tomorrow hating. But you, I would call brother. These men shall guide you home. Now go.
So, a short while ago, they brought me here to the edge of your camp. That was all.
And after this, after all you've been through, you want me to spare them?
Yes.
They've destroyed you. And yet you want them spared. Why, Father?
Because they are my people.
But, Father, what they...
Please let me finish. You say that they have destroyed me. Quite the contrary is true. It is through them that I have come to live. You see, when I had my own church back east, I didn't know God. I taught Christ, but I didn't know Christ. Self was my God. Then I fell into their hands and they took me, and piece by piece they broke me. Everything that had been me was torn away and shamed and made hideous before me until there was nothing left. And I was alone, abandoned, on the edge of a night more terrible than death. And it was there when everything of self had been destroyed and I had nothing left to give God, that he gave himself to me. It's very simple, really. None of us can know Christ until we have assumed our own particular cross. Mine, in a far, far lesser way, was something of his. The bodily hurt, the humiliation, and in a worldly sense, the defeat. But the end was knowledge. More than that, it was a kind of oneness and peace. So that I have come to love even the cross to which I was transfixed. And these people who you call savages have become my people through love. That is why I want them spared. Don't you understand?
I'm sorry, Father. I'm a soldier. I have no alternative. I must refuse your request. I'm sorry. But you're safe now, Father. You can ride back to the fort with us.
I'm not coming back with you. You see, all that these people know about God is the little that I've been able to bring them. I tried to tell them of a God who had tenderness and compassion and who loved them so much that he sent his son among them to die for them. If I desert them now, all that would have been completely meaningless. You see why I must go back?
That the Word be made flesh.
And may live among them. Yes, Mr. Stone. Even though it's only for a little while, just until morning, they must know that God lives and is with them. Now, Captain, you must do your duty. I shall do mine. And forgive me for making yours so difficult. This was given to me when I was ordained. Would you see that it reaches the bishop of my diocese? Now, goodbye. I have some ways to go.
Father, at least let us take that collar off.
The yoke that God was gracious enough to give me to wear. There's no need. In the morning, I shall tell them to send the women and children out ahead of the others. Maybe you'll be able to find it in your heart to spare them, the women and children. I was able to teach them a little. Their hearts were hungry for what I could give them.
Well?
And that's what a man will die for.
Not a man. A saint.
Lieutenant Johnson.
Yes, sir?
A party of women and children will ride out from the Indian camp in the morning ahead of the others. They're not to be fired upon.
And the others?
They must die. They must die, Mr. Steiner. And yet, one of them may live. Live in a way that's beyond your understanding or mine.